Welcome to After the Nudge podcast. I am one of your hosts, J.R. Smith.
And I'm Soledad O'Brien.
On this podcast, we talk to some of the most outstanding community organizers.
All have received a nudge from Toyota in the form of a $10,000 micro grant. Our guest today is Siddeeqah Shabazz. She is the Executive Director of Culture Club Collaborative. It's based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Culture Club serves the Twin Cities homeless youth by providing them with a safe space to experience art programs for exposure and self-development and expression. Siddeeqah, it's so nice to have you. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here. Thank you.
Pleasure's all ours. So let's hop right into it with maybe a definition. What does Culture Club exactly do?
Yeah. So Culture Club Collaborative, we are an arts organization working with youth experiencing homelessness. So we basically create a multidisciplinary art engagement with our youth. It's very immersive. It's not just, and these are fine, but it's not just like a bunch of art activities like, oh, let's go out and make, pottery or something, we do that, but it's like not a one-off thing. So basically what we do is we hire local teaching artists to come in for anywhere from a month to like 3 months or more to do really like immersive art with our youth. So we're teaching them skills around collaboration, communication, self-expression. It's therapeutic, and it's also getting them in contact with an artist this is their life. This is how they're making money. So if they want to pursue that type of career, then they have a connect there. So it's also building skills around employment. But we're not here to make every youth we work with into an artist. We have plenty of those. But we are using those skills that they learn through art that they can take anywhere else, like communication, how to present themselves, things like that. And not just communication around jobs, but with other youth, with family, with friends, all of those things. So that's what we're really doing. We're really putting the sugar in the medicine.
Where does your passion come from with this, with the art of it all, with you and wanting to express it to the kids and showing them a different way or a different path?
Well, I'm an artist myself. I do theater around the Twin Cities. I studied theater. I've been a theater, like I was one of those obnoxious theater kids in high school. So, like just doing the most. So like art has always been a place for me around self-expression. I mean, I am one of 7 growing up, and I'm towards the end. And
that's why you're a theater kid.
Oh, very much that, very much that. And so, it really gave me a voice. It taught me how to communicate with people. It really taught me a lot about myself. Theater did. And so I feel like any type of art, and we do a range of art there. We do murals, like I mentioned, we've done pottery, spoken word, open mic. Right now we're doing sewing, where it's going to end in a fashion show in December. So they're learning those skills and branding and all of that. So we do all different types of art, and I know how much it's helped me. And a lot of these youth, they'll come in and they are feeling anxious, depressed, upset. They're in survival mode all the time. I mean, they sleep in shelters, on the street, with friends. A lot of them are from out of state. They've lost connection and community with those that were supposed to provide that safe place for them, just as when they were little. And mind you, we're working with like 16 to 24-year-olds, so they're still young. They are true youth. A lot of them have left high school and things like that. And so I know what it's done for me. And when they step into the room, all of that is gone. They're channeling it through their art. They are always, we check in all the time. And if they're feeling like a 5, they are always feeling a lot better than when they came in, 9s and 10s, and it's a place for them to release, to get it out, to channel a healthy way, to channel any of the negative feelings, that they have gone inside of them.
How many young people are we talking about? Because obviously homelessness, I mean, it's literally the headline in almost every single major city in America at this moment. You're focusing mostly on young people who are homeless. What numbers are you looking at in Minneapolis?
You mean just on the street or that we work with?
Maybe both. I'm curious what the numbers are.
There's about, I do know this. On the street, roughly about 1,000 youth on the street every night.
Wow.
Roughly, maybe even more now actually, especially after COVID and 2020, all of that. And we work personally with anywhere from like 300 to 500 youth through the year. A lot of them are reoccurring, which is great. A lot of them just come and hang out maybe for the day. Sometimes it's very sporadic because they are transient youth. And we work anywhere from 300 to 500 a year, which is great. It's like, please come, and it's completely free what we offer. So we always provide food. As much as we can, we provide stipends for our youth. So if we're working on a project, a mural, or putting on like any community events, we're paying our youth as well for their time. And this is, they can go and get a hot meal later on. Maybe they can like stay at a hotel or something, those who have cars, put gas in the car. We have a lot of young parents. We provide daycare for them as well. So they don't ever have to choose to do this or that. You can do it, you can do both. You can have it all, and it's just all about providing access to our youth as well.
How do you change that perception of people to want more people like yourself to help the youth and help homeless people in that situation? Because there's a stigma around it where people are looking down upon the next, or just, lack of better words, not as empathetic with the homeless. And how do you view that? How do you try to change people's minds and perception of that?
Yes, that is very true. A lot of our youth are POC youth as well that we work with that come through our doors. And
People of color, for
Yes.
everybody who doesn't know what POC stands for.
Yes. And it's unfortunate because we also work with a lot of males. And so it's unfortunate, like you see them out and you think, oh, I'm about to get jumped, or I'm about to get robbed, or whatever, what have you. And it's sad because a lot of the time it's either that or they're not seen. So what we do is we provide a platform. We're not here to save them. I guess there's help in some way, but I don't even like to use that word. We're here to support them. So what we do is we provide a platform for them to use their voice. So right now we're also like building a podcast called For the Culture as well. And so this is a place where they can really share their feelings, their insights, their experiences, because it's humanizing them. And so that's what we're putting out into the world. These are human beings. They have feelings, they have dreams, they have desires. None of them want to be in this position. And that's why we say they're experiencing homelessness, because it's just an experience. This does not define you. This is what you're going through now. We're here to support you to go and get like housing stability and things like that. So I think it's really giving them a voice, going out into the community as well, connecting them with other organizations and partnering with other organizations, partnering with the city, and just having them really have a true platform to share who they are, because then it's like maybe that stigma slowly is like getting taken away.
JR kind of referred to this in his last question, but I think people sometimes really hate poor people or people who are struggling. They just, I don't know how to put it any different way. Like they lack the empathy. And sometimes I see that translate into, they don't deserve art. They don't deserve music. Let's put them in a program, get them a job, get them housed, but not like things that are beautiful or things that are expressive. That, they shouldn't be focused on that. That's fluffy.
Yeah.
That's not important.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that is what a lot of people see. It's like, oh, I don't want to see it, or no, get out, work, but it's like, what about nurturing those things around like empathy that they can share and show through their art, nurturing their voice. Like I remember growing up, I was always told, go to college, go to college, go to college. Okay, I went to college, but before that I was like, wait, so how do I get there? And I feel like through the arts, that's what we're doing. We're teaching them how to get there. So if they want to go out and get that job, if they want to have like positive relationships, social justice, all of those things, we're doing that through our art. So if you are saying, hey, go out there, get a job, just do this, do that, well, we're showing them how to do that. We're giving them those tools, we're building those skills, and this is just a pathway for them to be contributing like human beings, to be great human beings, to be focused on their community and bringing positivity and light to their communities. But not just that, for them. It's also just for them. It's okay if they want to create something and keep it for themselves. Why not? Who wants to turn from a beautiful thing? Who wants to turn away from that? And so, and they're also receiving, or they're also acknowledging the beauty in themselves.
One thing you said that really resonates with me is like you're supporting them. You're not helping them. It's much more of supporting,
like service almost, right? Like not,
much more service in building up their self-esteem and their own courage to go out and do the things that they are quote unquote supposed to be doing or need to be doing from the next person's eyes. And I think that's very admirable, because a lot of people are, again, just like, oh no, you just do this. All you got to do is go get a job, go fill out this, go do that. And it's like, that's not, especially if their heart isn't in it. And so much of art is heart. You're expressing, you're really getting in, like you said about yourself, learning. You learn so much from yourself of who you are. I'm sure you see it time and time again. What is that vision like, to see a kid open up and truly find themselves and receive that, because you're giving them that blessing?
Like this.
No, it is a beautiful thing. I worked with youth. I kind of fell into like youth work. I'm originally from California. And
Oakland, right?
Oakland, yes, that's right, Bay Area.
Same.
I hope you're not a Warriors fan.
Not originally, but I got to live there for a little bit. And I loved it.
You still with us? Still from the Bay.
Warriors fan?
I'm sorry?
Warriors fan?
Uh-oh, careful how you answer this.
Yes.
That's okay. We still give you the nudge anyway. Don't worry about it.
And Niners, by the way.
Okay.
Yes.
We derailed you
Sorry.
completely.
Oh, I remember now. Okay. So I kind of fell into youth work when I moved to Minnesota. That was like 12 years ago. And a lot of the youth that I love working with are those who are like, yeah, I'm glad to be here. Let's do it. Da-da-da. That's great. That's easy. But I like working with those youth who are kind of shy, a little closed off, who just don't know where to start. And the buy-in for me when I'm working with youth is like, the stakes are so low, very low. You just have to say your name. You don't have to say how you're feeling or anything like that. Oh, we're doing a writing activity. You are afraid to share? Just share one sentence. And as time goes on, they're sharing more and more, and they're boisterous and they're happy, and they love it. Like, this is, and again, they have a place to say how they're feeling and to share who they are and literally be just who they are. There's no judgment or anything like that. Just be who you are, and that's enough. And to see youth come through from all different walks of life, whether they're experiencing homelessness, whether they have home, stability or what have you, and to see them just open up and shine, it's a glorious thing. It's really beautiful. And sometimes all you have to do is just give them permission to say, yeah, you could do this. Oh, you don't know where to start? Okay, let me support you in that. And we'll do art activities around painting. I'm not a painter. I'm not a painter either. But I can grab the colors I like and just put it on the canvas. You could just do that. That is it. And by the end, they have this beautiful masterpiece. And it's like, I thought you weren't a painter. Well, you know. So it's beautiful to see them like just grow and it's funny because sometimes you don't get to see it, right? I've worked with youth, like I said, for the last 12 years. So I remember working with youth even 12 years ago, and it's like, will I make a difference in your life? I'm not sure. And sometimes those are youth that some I will never know, but then I see some like 5 years later, and they're like, Miss Siddeeqah, I'm doing this now, and I love doing that. I'm like, this is beautiful, because I remember when you wouldn't even make eye contact with me, when you were sizing me up like, what are you doing? Why are you coming here? I don't even want to be here, whatever. It was like no before you even experienced or even tried the thing. And so it's really beautiful to see that. And with the youth that I'm working with now, I kind of see that more and more. For example, we have one youth, Des, who kind of just came in and was just quiet all the time, just sitting back, going through a lot, young parent, going through all of those things. And we started doing open mic. Turns out he can like really make great music. And he's like, Miss Siddeeqah, I want to do like more like things for the community, event organizing. And every year we partner with Hennepin Theater Trust. And we do this thing called the Outside Vibe. And it's like every other week over the summer from June to August. And I was like, all right, well, you want this opportunity? How about you host? And he loves it. Now he's on his own, hosting his own events every weekend. He's doing his thing. He's got his own production company that, making music for like beats and stuff for like local artists. So sometimes you really do just see it right then and there. And it's amazing. Yeah. And it's like, yes, go and do that. What else can I do to help support you? It's incredible.
I love that you invest in literally the exact people that so many other people walk by and kind of walk like around to get away from them. You're a working actor.
I am.
What from your work has led you or inspired you or advised you in what you're doing now? Is there anything but being as a working actor that you think adds value to what you're doing in this job?
I think so. And I think it's not the acting that's really doing anything. I think it's my approach. I'm always meeting youth exactly where they are. And sometimes I might need to go a little further, which is totally fine. I'm willing to do the work. That's easy, but I think through theater, it's probably brought out more warmth, understanding of people. As you have to understand characters, whether they're, the villain or the good guy. It also has allowed me to just be myself. And it's like, I come in like a wrecking ball all the time. Like, it's,
What? I'm shocked.
I'm coming in really.
I don't believe it.
It's not a lot of gray area with me. It's like you get here or sometimes I'm here. And that's it. And most of the time I am here. So I really just try to be like super welcoming. You learn that through theater games. You learn how to read people's energy and just kind of meet them where they are. So I think getting some of those aspects through theater really has helped a lot.
And this may be to my ignorance, only just because I'm just not aware or not as informative on it. But like it's different for someone who's homeless in beautiful Miami as somebody who's homeless in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where it's
cold.
It's freezing. I've played games out there. I've been through the Skywalk. I've only walked through the Skyway. Like, I don't go outside when I go over there. So for homeless youths experiencing this cold, like, what is that? How does that push them inside, or how does that work? Because I'm sure does places get overcrowded? Like,
well, what's great about Culture Club is we've been partnering. So Culture Club's been around for 30 years. And we've partnered with YouthLink that whole time. And so YouthLink provides a lot of other services. So we'll do the art and therapy and things like that, but YouthLink provides like housing, can give lifts, basic needs. They also provide food along with us, showers, and they provide a place for you to go to like 5 days a week as well. So what's great is that they can come in and get a hot meal, do laundry, get a shower, and also help in finding places for them to sleep, whether it be shelters, whether it's finding like their apartments and things like that. So yes, the summers are harsh, and we think about that. We're thinking about what we are providing as Culture Club for them to get through the winters. Did I say summers? I meant winters. The winters are harsh. The summers are humid AF, but we do have a harsh winters. And we also think about, it's dry out, skin is cracking. Let's teach them how to make their own body butters. Things to really make, hand sanitizer, candles, things to really make them feel homely, to feel like, okay, I've got something here. I'm just not without anything. And blankets, crocheting, like all of those things. And they're drawn in because it is a welcoming place. It's a place where they can come in out of the cold and be there for several hours, several days of the week, and we're consistent. And that's a really great thing too. We're not just, okay, we're just gonna be here. We're not a pop-up. We're consistent. So they have a place that they feel like home. And a lot of the time, I've heard so many youth be like, oh, this feels like family. So even with my staff, we're a very small organization. There are only 4 of us running this thing. And we come in, we hug each other, our staff, we hug our youth, we bring them in, and I think that really helps get through these harsh winters too.
You were nominated and voted on online, got a ton of support, and then Toyota gave you the nudge,
Yes.
which was a $10,000 micro grant. Talk to me a little bit about the impact of that money. What were you able to do with it?
Oh, thank you, Toyota. Where's my camera? No.
The actor said, I love it. Where's my camera?
What was great, it's, like I said, we're a small organization. Our budget is like tiny. Any little bit helps. We can always use money to do something. And so what we did with these funds is we started our open mics again, which was really great. We did actually a few things. So one of the things is we use part of it to do our open mics again, where youth come in and they're doing, poetry. Sometimes they're just doing speeches. Sometimes they're just talking about their day. Sometimes they're doing stand-up, music, whatever. All they have to do is get on stage, keep it clean, and just share. That's it. And we were able to provide stipends for them through it. As it came on stage, it was like, that's okay. If you want to get on stage and just say just a little bit about yourself, what you did today, share a piece of art that you created, great. All you have to do is just be yourself. So we're able to provide stipends for them for that. Like I said, we're working on a fashion show this year, but last year it was our first time doing that as well, doing sewing. So we were able to have a teaching artist come in, teach our youth to make original clothes, like their own clothes. Think about branding, what they like to wear, what they want people to see. And so we were able to use part of it too to put on this fashion show, which was great because they went through the whole thing. They picked their models. They, learned how to do all the fittings. We went to the venue and they were able to see that. We had youth come in, perform and show original art. We had a DJ. It was like a huge thing. And some of them were like, this is the best night of my life. And then we were able to also buy them clothes so they can dress nice and just feel good about themselves as they go and present themselves, to all these people, strangers and whatnot. So we did that as well. And it was excellent. Just beautiful.
Let me ask one last question, if that's okay. So where are you going? I mean, actually a better one. So the public watching this
Yes.
might say, what a great organization to support. How is the best way for them to support you?
All of the ways, all of the things. Obviously, donating is going to go a long way because the majority of our budget go towards the youth, towards the organization, like towards all the programming that we do. So donating is going to be great. But not just donating money, supplies. Like I said, we're an arts organization. Any type of supplies, we'll figure it out. We'll do something with something, Time, if you want to come and volunteer, donating your time. If you have a special skill, so we hire teaching artists, like I said. Even though all of us are artists who work at Culture Club, it's hard to like teach and run the thing but if you are an artist and you're like, you know what, it would be great to bring this like art skill to Culture Club, that partnering with us would be great because we want to create more community and create tribes for our youth as well. So partnering with us would be great. Those are just some of the ways.
Excellent. Siddeeqah, amazing. I mean, I'm just, I love a person who sees the humanity in young people who I think just a lot of people forget about and would like to forget about. So congratulations for you and your team for what you're doing. It's
Absolutely.
amazing.
Congratulations for sure. Thank you for coming and sharing your story. Let everybody know the website though and your socials so we can follow, donate, and
Thank you. Yeah, cultureclub.org is our website.
With K's.
Yep, culture with a K, club with a K. You can find us on like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram at Culture Club with a K, Culture with a K and Club with a K. So just Culture Club.
Thank you, Siddeeqah. And thanks to all of you for following After the Nudge podcast. We appreciate it.
thank you for following After the Nudge podcast. We appreciate y'all. See y'all later.